Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're continuing on with the Things to Do with Scales series that I started, and this is number 5. Today we're doing this, we're going to run through, I went back to the C major scale, just no reason, just picked a scale I figured all you guys would be familiar with. And if you're not, then actually go and search out on my channel my video on how to play the major scale. That'll be a good primer to this unit. We're going to do the scale in seconds. Now if you remember from the Understanding Intervals videos that I did, a second is either a major second, which is also known as a whole step, or a minor second, which is a half step. In terms with a scale, it's basically you're playing all neighboring notes. So you're playing like 1, 2, then 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and I'm talking intervals, not frets. But I hated that exercise. I mean, we did it at school and when I went to BIT, and I didn't really like it because I didn't like the way it sounded. It was just, which I don't know, just didn't really inspire me. So what I did is I inverted it. So even though I'm playing the C major scale, I start on the second and I play the interval of the second backwards. So I go, then I go, and which actually I have used in little melodies and even in walking jazz bass lines. I'll use this pattern, if you will. So it sounds like this. Now that's ascending. When you get to the top, then you do the same thing, but you go descending through the scale and you invert the intervals. So now you're going. So it's a simple pattern, but boy, it sure is nice to kind of add like little runs where you're just doing second. Very cool little exercise to play. But what's the bigger picture is you're taking a scale and instead of just playing it up and back, this fashion, and saying, okay, I'm done practicing that. There's so much more you can do, and there's so many more ideas that come from this. This might inspire you, this pattern might inspire you to play differently when you're actually going to use the scale musically in a band setting. So, so check this one out. I know I kind of quickly gave you a description of it, so you may want to, if you're a little hazy and you're like, wow, Dale, you did that kind of fast. One thing I can suggest to you is just go to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/everythingbass. Find the post called Things to Do with Scales Unit 5. I always name the post the same name as the video, and you can actually download the sheet music for this exercise. And not only is it in standard notation, if you happen to sight read, but the tab is there. And the tab's actually, in a way, I know it's gonna sound weird, in a way it's more important because it's telling you exactly how I want you to play. Sometimes if you're a really good reader, you might include open strings and things, and that's okay to a point, but it's harder to transpose to other keys. Because remember, I want you taking these and not only playing it as written, but take the major scale and move it to all 12 keys, maybe change to a different scale, use the Dorian mode and try doing the exercise. Do every scale with this. So I find sometimes that's a little easier if you learn how to play the pattern without using open strings whenever possible. So that's it. Things to do with scale unit 5s, playing in seconds. And I call it inverted seconds, just so people know how I flipped it to make it a little more melodically interesting. So a while back I told you about how when sometimes I get uninspired, I just don't feel motivated to practice bass, kind of just mentally kind of drawn out. One of the things that I use to refuel my creativity and to get me fired up is I like to watch live concerts of players. So I started collecting them. And many moons ago, Stanley Clarke, Dimeola, and Jean-Luc Ponty got together and did, I believe the albums were called Rite of Strings. And I was a buzz. Everyone was talking about it. And I heard the album. But whenever they came through to play where I was near, I couldn't seem to play them. One point, I just didn't have the money for the tickets. And another time, they were playing and I was gigging, so it just wasn't possible to see them. And I was always bummed because I thought, wow, it'd be a great show to see. And then I was just, many years later, I was just wandering through Amazon, kind of checking things out, and I saw that they actually had a DVD concert of Rite of Strings. They don't call it Rite of Strings. Actually, the album or the cover says Al Dimeola, Stanley Clarke, Jean-Luc Ponty, live at Montreux, 1994, and that's phenomenal. It really is a whole different view. I've shared with you other concerts that are like really crazy over the top electric band playing electric music, guys playing electric bass and just being nutty. This, Stanley's playing his upright the entire time, and Jean-Luc Ponty, some of you might not know, he's a violinist, and of course Al Dimeola, amazing guitarist, but it's acoustic, and it's amazing. It's funny. It's like a fine wine, and I don't even drink, but it's just like, it's so refined. The playing is so beautiful, yet passionate. I mean, one of my favorite things is, besides all the compositions they do some beautiful original things, they do some covers, but Stanley Clarke does a solo, and he calls it School Days, but he spells it D-A-Z-S. And it's cool to see how he interpreted that on the upright, even though he composed and performed it on the electric. But the interplay between the musicians, they're like a SWAT team, how like beautifully one steps forward and the other kind of step back. And what's nice about it, with just 3 musicians, no one else support them, there's no drummer, no orchestra, nothing else, it's just the 3 of them, you can really hear this trio be the epitome of what a trio can be. It's great. A lot of times I'll actually throw it on when we're having a dinner party or something. I'll throw it on in the background because it's beautiful music that almost everyone can enjoy. And then the visuals of just these guys just being the best on their instruments is really captivating to watch, even for non-musicians. So check it out and let me know what you think in the comments below. And check out the exercise, things to do with scale, Unit 5. And how did it work for you? Was it particularly difficult on a certain scale or mode than it was on major scale? Share these things. If it's challenging you, remember, this isn't like, you don't have to put on any airs here. If a video I post challenged you and is frustrating, don't hold it inside. Don't let that thing fester. Comment. If you're not comfortable commenting on the public forum of the comment section below, then just email me at dtitus@daletitus.com. Let me know what's frustrating you. Maybe I can help you out. I bet I can. I've been teaching for over 30 years, so as almost every challenge I've seen come, I found a way to help people work around it and get over it. All right, man, it's been so great sharing this exercise with you, sharing that wonderful concert DVD. If you can do me a solid, it means so much to the health of the channel if you can click the like button downstairs. If you can also hit the subscribe button, and if you haven't subscribed already, and then also tap the little bell icon, and that'll notify you every time I post a new video. As I mentioned before, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, you can go to patreon.com/everythingbass. For just $8 a month, you can actually become a Backstage Pass member, which gets you all the sheet music to all the videos I have. It's also helpful because, the more videos I post, sometimes it's hard to find them if you guys haven't liked them or bookmarked them in any way. So what I encourage you to do is become a monthly subscriber, and then it's easy to find the videos because you can just see the title of the video is the title of the post, and on that there's a link to the PDF that you can download, but also a link back to the video. So if you're having trouble finding the video you want to review, just go to Patreon, scroll down, tap it, and you'll go right there. I'm hoping that'll make it easier to navigate, because heck, I'm the site admin, and sometimes I can't find a video I'm looking for, and I figured, man, if I can't, that's got to be challenging. So hopefully this is a good workaround for you guys. Man, thank you for spending some time with me. Please comment, share, let's get some conversation going. How's this working for you? What am I missing? What haven't I posted a video on that you'd like me to do? I have heard what you guys are talking about. I'm going to be working up a sight reading course. It's going to take a little bit of stuff, I'm going to probably get a whiteboard so we can actually do some stuff together, and there'll be more content to download from Patreon. But I'm excited to do that. I'm also working on a thing about how to help you guys set up a practice routine. So I'm hearing your suggestions and I'm working on it because I want this channel to be for you guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great day and have fun practicing. Have fun practicing. All right, I'll see you next time.